We go across the pond on this week's edition of SmackDown, and we're going to cover everything that happened in this week's SmackDown Live, including an epic six-man tag team match, the continue of the dissolve of the SmackDown Women's Division, some interesting discussion for the tag team title scene, and Nakamura wants Dolph Ziggler one-on-one. Well, sort of, kind of. We're going to cover all this and more in this week's edition of the SmackDown Rebound. Hello everybody, my name is Connor, aka OKAYFABE, your official SmackDown video correspondent for One Wrestling and OneWrestling.com videos YouTube channel. And we thank you guys for tuning back into another edition of SmackDown Rebound, of course, where we cover everything from this week's SmackDown Live. You guys know me by now, hopefully. I've almost been doing this for a year. I'm Connor, aka OKAYFABE, and make sure you guys, I loved hearing from you guys. I love interacting with y'all guys, so make sure you leave your thoughts about this week's SmackDown Live down in the comment section below, or hit us up on the various social media, including myself at OKAYFABE, my YouTube channel, youtube.com/OKAYFABER. Make sure you also follow everyone in the entire OneWrestling.com family, including the Big Slam Nation, Big Ray, and of course the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill After One Wrestling. All the links will be provided down in the description box below. If you guys like these video series, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Of course, subscribe for some awesome, amazing content right here at One Wrestling Video. So, what exactly went down in this week's SmackDown? Well, this one was an interesting one, to say the least. Things kicked off this week on SmackDown with Randall Keith Orton, the WWE Champion, actually saying that he didn't lose at Payback because of Bray Wyatt. He didn't lose because of even a refrigerator being thrown on top of him, although I wouldn't certainly blame him for that. No, he said he lost because of Jinder Mahal. Before he goes much further, Mahal, of course, interrupts, saying that he didn't take anything that he wasn't going to already win at Backlash, and shows the photos that he actually took with the championship before Shane McMahon took him away. But I guess, of course, the photos say 1,000 words. But listen, I'm just saying he looks really good with the championship. That's all I'm going to throw out there. He says that they'll win the title at Backlash, wear it proudly, and bring it back and represent India with pride. And he's about to speak in Punjab, but the face of America interrupts. He says that no one cares about the House of Horrors, no one cares about India, and to be fair, no one cares about England, but rather the U.S. Championship and the true face of America. He goes on to mention about what he did to Chris Jericho, and even talking about ending his career and saying that he's going to do the same thing to AJ Styles at Backlash. Once he's done with AJ Styles, he says he has something else on his list. Get it? Because Jericho had a list too, and he says he wants to be the face of the WWE. So once he's done with AJ Styles, he's coming after the WWE Championship. That's when, of course, AJ Styles interrupts before Kevin Owens can speak any further in French. He then says to enjoy being the face of America for now, but he'll never be the face of SmackDown Live because that is the place that AJ Styles built. But then just as before he's about to continue on, Baron Corbin interrupts. Okay. Didn't see that one coming. Fresh off the suspension from last week, Corbin gets all of about 2 sentences in before Sami Zayn comes flying in almost like a flying squirrel and attacking Baron Corbin, and all chaos breaks loose. Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn are able to clear out the ring, where Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Baron Corbin are outside, and they have an epic stare down. As announced later on in the evening that all 6 men will square off in an epic 6-man tag team action. We see Becky Lynch taking on Natalya in the first official matchup of the evening, and Ellsworth first introduces the entire team, but then Carmella introduces Natalya. Naomi then comes out introducing Becky Lynch, and the match is about to actually start when Charlotte decides to come out and says, "No one needs to introduce me because I'm the freaking queen." Anywho, Natalya starts off in control, Becky regaining control quickly, but unfortunately distraction amongst all the women outside the ring allows Natalya to sweep Becky Lynch off the top turnbuckle and get the pinfall victory for her and her team. The babyfaces attempt to clear out all the heels, and again, an epic stare down. I feel like this is deja vu. We've been here before. Have we been here before? Anyway, I just hope they just don't keep the name the Welcoming Committee, please. Please change it to something else. I just wish it was just a different name. Anyway, we then see Naomi and Charlotte continue to argue over why or who exactly cost Becky Lynch the match. Becky helps bring them together, asking them to stop arguing. Otherwise, everything that's gone on with the whole Welcoming Committee attacking them and getting the upper hand is going to keep on going. Becky suggests that we're going to band together, we're going to unite as one, and we're going to beat them in a 6-women's tag team match that's going to take place at Backlash in just 12 days. They, of course, all lock hands and bond. Gold bond. James. James Bond. There's a joke in there. Just piece it together. It's a late night. Anyway, we see another fantastic little segment with the Fashion Files, of course, with Breezango. I love this, as they are dressed up in London attire, as Breezango is dressed up as Sherlock Holmes for Fandango, and a British old school police officer for Tyler Breeze. I love this stuff. This stuff is absolutely gold to me. The good old London foggy apple. It's great stuff. They're dressed like that, and then they track apparently what they think is face paint going through a hallway, trying to find out where it eventually leads to. They think it belongs to the Uggos, or the Usos, and they actually follow the trail to a door to find the Ascension, yelling at each other in a close closet. This is awkward. They have a match later, so let's just move on. Luke Harper takes on Eric Rowan, one-on-one matchup, very physical altercation between the two. Fortunately, the crowd wasn't too far behind this, but unfortunately, Rowan does this like very bizarre like version of a choke slam. Again, a lot of power moves in this matchup, and then goes to what it looks like use the mask to hit Luke Harper with it. But while the referee takes it out of his hand, he gives a thumb to the eye of Luke Harper, allowing himself to hit a weird like spinning slam move to get the pinfall victory over Luke Harper. There is some history, of course, between these two guys. This matchup seemed kind of a little thrown together for me and wasn't really expecting it. Unfortunately, the crowd wasn't too far behind this in this matchup. I think that there's something here in this rivalry. It just needs a little bit more development and needs a little bit more oomph behind it. Maybe we might see a rematch between the two coming at Backlash. Personally, I would love to see these guys reunite as a tag team now that Bray Wyatt is no longer on SmackDown Live. I think these two were definitely at their peak when they were together in the tag team scene. Next up, Dolph Ziggler coming out to confront Shinsuke Nakamura with some harsh words, even calling him a fraud, then calls him out to have some action. And it was really just cool to see Shinsuke Nakamura really connect with the crowd in the UK. I understand that he's connecting with the WWE Universe on a much larger scale from the NXT developmental territory, but it's still great to see like the crowd singing and everything together. It was just very awesome to see that he even in the United Kingdom, Nakamura is still one of the most popular wrestlers on the SmackDown roster. He says it's time for Nakamura to put up and as Nakamura grabs the mic, shut up. Nakamura says, fine, you want to see what I have to offer? Let's do it right now. And even brings a referee and looks like we're about to see the actual matchup between the two. But Ziggler says, nope, we're going to do it on my time. I'm going to expose you for the fraud that you are at Backlash, locking in another matchup for the Backlash pay-per-view in 12 days. And just as it looks like Ziggler is going to leave the ring, he actually throws his jacket onto Nakamura, blinding him for a moment, allowing Ziggler to get a couple of cheap shots in, but it's not long until Nakamura comes back with some striking offense, taking down Dolph Ziggler, eventually almost kicking him out of the entire ring. I never want to piss off Nakamura, that's for damn sure. Anyway, we actually get that tag team match I was mentioning earlier with Ascension against Breezango. Very quick match, more so than I thought it was going to be. Ascension getting some awesome moves, but it's all pretty much Breezango the entire match. Beautiful top rope leg drop from Fandango. Crowd going absolutely nuts for his entrance music, which I really thoroughly appreciated. It's, remember 3 years ago after WrestleMania 29 when they did a overseas tour, it was like I think the #2 downloaded song on the UK iTunes. It was insane. So it was kind of cool to see that once again over in the UK. Again, Breezango getting the tag team victory here, but the Usos cutting a very unique promo, to say the least, as they talk about what they're going to do in 12 days to them and just keep bouncing back and forth. I would try to repeat it, but I'm white and I'm going to kill it. It would be killed instantly, so I don't want to ruin the promo for you, so make sure you go check it out for yourselves too, and let us know what your thoughts about it down in the comment section as well. Backstage, we see Mojo Rawley with some kids on a tour, which didn't think he was qualified to take kids on tours, but listen, I'm not complaining. I love me some Mojo Rawley, and he's talking about the legacy and the legendary status of Andre the Giant. He talks about all his accolades, his undefeated streak for 15 years in the WWE, and of course his epic match with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3, and says, I've got one even better for you, and actually reveals that he brought with him the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal statue. They have some playful moments with the kids, them getting worried about touching the trophy, and even the kid gets so scared that he kicks Mojo Rawley, and they still laugh about it. Very odd segment, to say the least, but hey, it's all about the hype, bro. Get it? Because I'm sorry, just horrible jokes. Please don't hold it against One Wrestling for that. Anyway, we then show a video that Rusev tweeted out earlier on in the evening saying that he still hasn't heard anything from Shane McMahon about his demands for a title shot at Money in the Bank pay-per-view. He says he will not wrestle on SmackDown Live until he gets this demand. He says, honestly, Shane, the fact that we haven't heard anything from him is even more insulting than just giving him a no for an answer. And he says he's going to get his answer when he appears on SmackDown Live next week. I don't know if you guys remember me mentioned this. I love this concept. I love this storyline that's going on. I can't wait to see how it's going to further develop. In some ways, I feel like it spoils Backlash a little bit, but at the same time, it's got me very intrigued and very interested to see exactly what's going to go down with Rusev heading into Backlash and beyond, of course, to Money in the Bank. Main event time is a 6-man tag team match. AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, Kevin Owens, and Jinder Mahal. This one got a lot of match time in this particular matchup. I really love this because typically when I see a 6-man tag or a regular tag team match that basically throws together a lot of the 2 or 3 top feuds, storylines, rivalries that are going on the brand or on the show, they tend to be kind of repetitive and more or less the same motion, which we saw some cliched things in this matchup, but still did not take away from the entertaining aspect. We got to see a lot of great moves from all the guys, and further, again, development between all these major rivalries. One thing I will say before I get into the detail about this makes me really want to see a Randy Orton, Kevin Owens feud really badly. I mean, like, really badly. This makes me very interested and intrigued because I really want to see how this develops. I want to see this, like, because the verbal altercations they had was just awesome, and I really hope to see this. I can't wait to see how this goes on. But anyway, they basically work on Sami Zayn until Styles gets the hot tag in. Styles goes for a calf crusher on Baron Corbin, but Kevin Owens is able to break it up. All the men more or less take it outside of the ring, and of course Sami Zayn does this crazy suicide dive. It looks like AJ Styles is going to hit the Phenomenal Forearm, but Kevin Owens trips him up, allowing the heels to get some advantage over AJ Styles. Eventually, AJ gets the hot tag to Randy Orton, who cleans house on everyone, and everyone basically does a signature or finisher move on the other, with Randy Orton hitting an RKO on Kevin Owens, and then Jinder Mahal locking in his like Cobra Clutch into a fallaway slam to get the 1, 2, 3, and that's right, Jinder Mahal getting the pinfall over Randy Orton in the main event of this SmackDown Live, which honestly I think definitely needed to happen. As I mentioned before you guys in previous episodes of SmackDown Rebound, with Jinder Mahal being a virtual unknown heading into a major WWE Championship match and a major pay-per-view, they need to put a lot of freaking momentum in behind him and make him seem like a credible threat to the championship. And so far, mission accomplished. We only got one more SmackDown until Backlash, but I thoroughly enjoyed this SmackDown this week. We had a lot of interesting action. The only thing that was kind of iffy for me was Harper Rowan, because we haven't really seen or have these guys utilized a lot pretty much since WrestleMania. I mean, Rowan had some matches with Randy Orton, but nothing really of like substance. So that was the only kind of weird part of this one. Other than that, we had the unification of all the babyface women on the women's division. We saw the tag team scene being highlighted briefly, and again, all the major rivalries coming together in the 6-man tag. And I love the placement and the booking of Nakamura. Very selective and very careful on how you book him, because he kind of needs to be. But overall, I really enjoyed this SmackDown, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next week, because that's the go-home show heading into Backlash, which I'm even more pumped about. But of course, guys, these are just my opinions. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. What do you guys think of this week's SmackDown? Love to hear your thoughts about this. Again, down in the comment section, hit us up on the various social media. Of course, myself at OKAYFABE, at Big Ray Show, at Big Slam Nation, of course, at Mr. Bill after One Wrestling. Make sure you follow the entire OneWrestling.com family. Again, all those social media links are down in the description box below. Make sure you give this video a big old thumbs up. Of course, subscribe for the more awesome content right here at One Wrestling and One Wrestling Video. Thank you guys again for watching another edition of the SmackDown Rebound. We will see you next week. And of course, to quote the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill Apter, we will see you at the match.